Welcome to the Business Shop Podcast, where our guests speak on meeting the challenges of entrepreneurship, as well as offer tips and advice on business, marketing, technology, and more. Whether you are a newbie or a seasoned professional, this episode is for you. I am your host, Audrey Wiggins. Let's chop it up. Hello, Chop Squad and friends. It's great to be with you, and welcome to my new listeners. I hope that you will subscribe and become a member of the Chop Squad. My guest today is Keith Ellis. He's the best-selling author and the #1 superpower coach in the world. He helps successful entrepreneurs achieve impossible goals. He reinvented the art of setting goals in his classic book, The Magic Lamp, Goal Setting for People Who Hate Setting Goals, which has helped more than 100,000 readers around the globe. Now, we're going to learn more about Keith and get into some questions on the other side of this message.
Knock out your competition with Altogether Marketing. We elevate your brand. Take a stance with your business name, logo, the tagline, your colors, even the fonts for your business. And then jab left with your website, jab right with core values. Back up with product experience and bring it on with you. Visit altogether.biz and let us help you create a knockout brand.
We're back now with Keith. And Keith, welcome.
Thank you so much, Audrey. I am delighted to be here.
Yes, we're delighted to have you. Now, a little bit more about you, Keith. Soon after he was only the 6th employee hired by a tiny internet startup named Web Methods as their first vice president of sales. 3 years later, they went public in one of the largest software IPOs in history. Then he wrote the book that changed everything, Magic Questions 2.0. How to transform your life at the speed of thought. We're going to get into that a little bit more in our episode today. Now, Keith just published the first $10,000 book in history, 10 Times Superpower. I'm glad he's on my show. We're going to be good friends. I'm going to rub some elbows here with him. How to make the impossible easy. So let's get the whole title in there. 10 Times Superpower. How to Make the Impossible Easy, which reveals the secret to how he helps entrepreneurs achieve the impossible goals. And he's here with us on the Business Shop to share this $10,000 secret with you for free. Listen up, folks. Welcome again, Keith.
Well, thank you so much. Wait a minute. Did I say for free? Okay, let's. We need to start again. Okay.
Okay, and he's here on the Business Shop.
No, I am delighted to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, definitely. You are welcome. So let's dive in here and let's see. What am I going to ask you first? How about this? What makes your book worth $10,000?
So, we've all read books that are worth $10,000.
Okay.
But we didn't pay that for them. We got them from a friend or we checked them out from a library, but they changed our lives. They were really powerful influences in our lives. So we've all had that experience. When I was writing this book, I was putting together several things that I'd been working on for years and teaching for years and had been having tremendous results in my own life from these things. And I was putting them together in this new book, and it was taking me to a place that really was hard for me even to imagine. It was taking me to a place that was essentially impossible, except I was getting there. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that this book is something different. It's really spectacular. Now, that's not to say there aren't other spectacular books, but I said, this book is worth so much, I ought to charge $10,000 for it. And then I started thinking about it, and I said, why not? Why not put the value up front? Let people know I'm absolutely dead serious when I say this book is worth this much. In fact, I put a guarantee on it. It says it's worth, to you, it's going to be worth at least 10 times as much as you pay for it, or I'll give you the money back. But, and this is where it got interesting. I also have this coaching program, and in the business world, the world I work in, the business coaching program, and my focus is on successful entrepreneurs. I help successful entrepreneurs achieve impossible goals.
Mhm.
And in that focus, I have this coaching program. Most people in coaching programs will give you content like a book for free, and then try to sell you an expensive back end program. And
Right, right.
I said, that's great. It's a great business model. A lot of people make it work. That's wonderful. I said, why not just be upfront? Just say this book is worth 10 grand. Go for it.
Okay.
If you want the goodness in this book, pay $10,000. And oh, by the way, I'm going to give you my coaching program for free. So it's essentially turning the whole model on its head, and you don't have to take advantage of the coaching program. That's up to you.
Mhm.
But what I've found, and I'm sure you've had this experience too, we've all had these great moments where we've learned something really valuable from a book, and then we put the book on the shelf, and then we read the next book, and that's very valuable, and we put that in the shelf, and we get little bits and pieces from them, but we don't make the wisdom in those books come alive.
Yeah.
And my coaching program, I call it Superpower Coaching. It helps people take what's in the book and bring it alive in their lives, so they can literally
Mm.
create impossible goals and then achieve them. And when I say impossible, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Things that they think are impossible, I can help them achieve. So they don't have to wait for the other shoe to drop. I'm not trying to sell them something on the back end. There's
Yes.
no hidden charges. I'm saying, here's a book. It's $10,000. Get used to it, right? Right? And oh,
Right.
by the way, here's a spectacular coaching program that you get for free to help the book come alive in your life.
And that makes sense though, because some, depending on the type of learner you are, you can take the book and get your and get the $10,000 out of it,
Absolutely.
because you're a good reader, you absorb, you're taking notes. Okay, if I do this or that, and you go run away and you start implementing. And then, so maybe you just need a coach a couple of times, or you never good the coach because the book is coaching you.
Right.
And then the other group, I get the book, like you say, skim it and put it on the shelf,
Yep.
or even read through the whole thing, but never really take action. And that's
Right.
where the coach comes in.
That's right. The coach is really powerful on a couple of levels. The one you just described, and adding to that whole idea, accountability. It's the idea of either you're serious about doing this or you're not. And what's at the heart of this book is the idea that we, and by we I mean me, I spent much of my life setting incremental goals. I'm gonna make 30% more income this year, and then I make it, and then I'll make 30% more next year, and I'm delighted, and I was successful, and it worked great. But I got to a point in my life, as you can tell from the one or two gray hairs you probably able to see, I got to a point where I realized I want more than incremental progress. I want extraordinary progress. And I didn't know how to do that. And it
Okay.
really frustrated me because I was this, success junkie. I was a published author. I was doing all these things, and I didn't know how to do extraordinary. So I dove back into the success literature and the seminars, and started peppering people I knew who were masters at all kinds of different skills and mindsets, and realized that I'd been missing something. And what I was missing was this idea that you and I were talking about before we got on, about magic questions, and the idea that all success systems, from Socrates to Tony Robbins to Earl Nightingale to James Clear, everybody's success system is based on a certain type of questions. And they're different questions, and they vary a little bit from one to the next, but they all are based on what I've come to call magic questions. They don't call them that. That's okay. The questions still work, no matter what you call them, or rose by any other name, right?
Yeah.
So I put together this book about magic questions, where I brought this out, and I said, look, this is the way to make this work. And at the same time that was happening, the world was going nuts with AI, right? Artificial intelligence. Everything you read was about AI this, AI that.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the key to making AI really useful in your business or in your life is to create what are called is to